See him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
You idiot when you're young, you idiot now. I'm going to do my sponsor, get this over with right now. I had a few words about my sponsor last week, and I'm going to say, as a lot of people say these days, not just to use the term people politically correct or whatever, I have evolved on this particular sponsor. You learn a little bit more.
Are you pivoting?
What?
Are you doing a pivot?
I'm trying to use all the things you're supposed to say now. Pivot. I'm pivoting. I'm evolving. Get the way we used to say it, with time you get a little wiser. Hold up, the more you're around, and that even counts for a week. Because I feel a lot better about a certain situation and a certain, I'll go ahead and say it, friend. I had my feelings hurt. It turns out this all just a misunderstanding. That's all it was. Everything better now, and me and Crud getting along fine. Let me tell you where I found Crud.
Who is if folks haven't
my sponsor is Spiffy Uncle Marlin's haircuts and handshakes.
Right.
And I tell you what, they think the world of me, and they just always have. Now,
it's Murfreesboro's hipster haircutting place, and they sell beard oil. And last week they had Jackie Con. They had people down there dressed up like Jackie. Yeah. Jackie got his feelings hurt because they weren't paying enough attention to him.
Well, they didn't know it was me is what it was. They thought I was one of some. They thought
little
I
baby
was
over here,
dressed up like me. I showed them my driver's license and everything, and they said
they threw that on the floor.
They threw it. I had to get down on the ground and pick it up.
Idiot. And then Crud, the nation's foremost Jackie Broles cosplayer, was doing his Jackie Broles cosplay, and Jackie got all upset.
Well, they asked me. Me to come down there. That's what they said. They said for me to come down there and to sign people who were dressed up like me, which there were a bunch of them, I was surprised, to sign everybody's bid. And I said, well, a flattered old man like this, I'd take off a few hours like that. It means so much to these people, and it's such a little thing for me to do. If they like it, why, sure, I'd be happy to go down there. And I went down there and told her what happened. Everybody thought, I didn't know, it wasn't made clear to me that there was what they called a talent entrance or something like that. I was supposed to go. They sent a car for me and everything. Nobody told me they was going to do that. So they were supposed to the car was supposed to come pick me up, take me around the back, and come in that way with security or whatever officials.
At the back of haircuts and handshakes.
That's what I was supposed to do, and somehow along the way that information didn't get there. That car sat out that way for me. I didn't know who it was. His car was sitting out there. I called the police about a couple of times. A man sitting there, sunglasses sitting in the car. A black car, either that's, government, something fishy going on.
What did the police say? Did they not come out?
They came down there and they said, don't worry about that. He's fine. And I did it. They went out there and, he rolled down the window and they talked to him and they said,
why didn't they tell you that it was your car? That sounds like it's the police's fault.
They said it was fine. They said everything's fine. Once a police officer says that, you're supposed to assume what it is.
Sure, things could go a lot worse.
I didn't know he was there for me. I guess he could have told me that. I could have used that information, but perhaps he didn't. He didn't say, I'm here to get Jackie, I'm here to pick somebody up.
He could have been a libertarian. He might have said, you got a warrant to ask me them questions?
That could have been the case, too.
He was white, right?
Yeah, he was white. Yeah. Well, a police officer, you have busy days. Hell, I'm going to deal with that. But I don't know what the situation was. I'm telling you what happened. So I went and get my truck, went down there, come around front, and I was trying to get through that crowd to get in there, so I understand what happened. And old Crud, I was mad at him to take my place. Well, bless his heart, what was he going to do? That place, he told me they tore that place apart if they thought Jackie Broles, didn't show up and everybody come. He said they had people just crazy. These young people, you know how young people can be.
Oh, yeah.
They just get riled up. And he said that's why he got back there and was me and made all those people happy. And now that I understand that, then everything's understood. We're on the same page now, and let me let me tell you what he did. Now, first I was mad. I'll be honest. I come into work, and to my eyes, sometimes, you know, I give, you know, if I'm gonna run a little late, somebody else run a register or something, I'm usually no later than an hour. This is on breakfast rush, something like that. Sometimes, you know, I got people who'll open up a store for me. They're back there cooking, and I get in, and everything's fine. You know, when the real rush comes, and I'm there. So I went down there, and lo and behold, I opened the door. It was like walking, just like a dream or something. For a minute, I said, am I dead? I didn't know what was going on. Because I come in the store, looked around there, and there I am giving somebody that change. I said, put that in your pocket now, handing it to her. And, you know, gave him a couple of sausage and biscuits and that, and went on the way. And it took me back. I didn't know if I was having a stroke. Something happened. I didn't know what was going on. And then the light hit him just a certain way where I said, what, that is crud right there. And I gave him a piece of my mind. I said, get back from out behind there. You know, this my place business, get on out of here. And then he explained things to me. And I understand he was there to surprise me. He was doing that in honor of me working my register, and bless his heart for doing so. And I tell you what, he did such a good job. I sat there and watched him with other customers. I was back in my office room, you know, on the side, and I left the door, you know, just open just far enough. Everybody thought that to me. They did, and everybody, you know, he did. I just said, Jackie, see you later. Sit there and made small talk, everything else. And that's how good he is, you know. That's I guess, the biggest compliment somebody give you, that right there, and it touched my heart. But I'm gonna let him work there a couple of days a week. I'm getting up in age, you know, and one of these days I'm gonna have to, you know, not gonna be able to get up that day. You know, that day's coming. It's probably not too long. So, you know, I'm looking at retirement and all that sort of stuff, I'm going to talk to Crud about that. We'll see. Because if that makes people happy, put a smile on their face, come in there and see old Jackie Bro working behind that counter, you know, long after I'm dead still. You know, Crud's a young man. He does a good job. He played look like he's old. Of course, all those young people at that place, you know, all of them young people dressed in old people's clothes, which they're going to regret, telling you right now. But so be it. You know, they each his own. So, yeah, come on down to Spiffy Uncle Marlin's Haircuts and Handshakes. They got all sorts of scents and flavors for your beards. They'll spruce it up for you, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You come out of there and the beard just looking shiny brand new and smells, you know, just gets everybody's attention. So get on down there, Spiffy Uncle Marlin's Haircuts and Handshakes. And now he going to be down here Thursdays and Fridays. So that way, the weekend coming up, I got a couple, you know, I'm still going to come down there. I'll be down there, you know, for a little bit, but I'm going to let him work a couple days. And starting in honor of that, he's going to have 3 new beard flavors, scents, whatever you want to call it. They're going to be sold exclusively here at Jack's Market. And there's some good ones here. We got liver and wood scraps, weed killer sunrise, and brown envelope with simple math and scratchy. So come on down there, get liver and wood scraps, weed killer sunrise, or brown envelope with simple math and scratchy. Put it on your bed. People are going to say, what's that smell? You go, that's my bed. And then you tell them where you got that smell from. It's from Spiffy Uncle Marlin's Haircuts and Handshakes. Or tell them you got it down at Jackie Bro's Market, Jackie's Market, because I'm going to have a little bit down here, and you get to see a little, I guess, what do you call it, a routine, Jackie routine, whatever he's doing impersonation. It's worth it. Come on down here.
I think that's a brown envelope with simple math in scratchy pen. I think that's what that's supposed to be.
Oh, I can't read
You know,
the
like
hand.
your granddaddy had he was like, how much is it going to cost me? And he's down at the lumber yard, and he does a little figuring on
brown
the back
envelope with simple math and scratchy pen.
Old pen, scratchy.
I see it. Didn't
You know what
see
that
your
would
pen
smell
on there.
like?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what they were going for. I don't know.
All right.
I'm just assuming.
I didn't read it
I
right.
mean, the way you said it was pretty good, too.
I just didn't read it right. That's what it was. Couldn't see that there.
So there's a new Jackie in town, and I, for one, couldn't be happier. I went in there, and I said, Jackie, old man, suck this dick.
Hey,
And-
watch your mouth.
And
That's
Jackie
not,
said, "You watch your language, watch your mouth. I'll come across that counter." And I said, "You try it,
that's
you dumb
right,
fucker."
I will. Hey!
And he started coming across it. And I said, "All right, don't have a stroke." And it was Crud the whole time. Jackie's watching from inside his office with the little door open just a little bit. And he was saying, watch your language, too. I couldn't figure that out. I thought I was having a stroke because two people were going watch your language. But Crud did a good job. It's too bad he's white because he would be a great replacement for you after episode 200.
Right. He's replacing me at my work. He ain't gonna got time to fool with this. And I don't care who it is. He
1/16th Cherokee, I think.
Well,
he says he is. He got those face tattoos. Does that count for anything?
I never seen it. He's always had makeup or something covering it for me because he looked like me when I see him, or either that or FBI agent or something.
Yeah. So that is Spiffy Uncle Marlin's. So, Jackie, you're just going to fade away, I guess. You're letting you, Jackie, down there. At the
everybody fades away. It ain't like my idea. It ain't like I come up with it. Well, you going to fade away eventually. We all do. That's just what it is. So why not be prepared for that, you know. Be our Christmas one. Since we're stopping at 200, won't be able to do a Christmas one this year, will we?
Are we stopped? That means we've only got 2 episodes left?
Something like that, yeah.
Should we just go at least through the election? Because then, you know, that's only
got
like
to
a couple more months.
That's watching things, isn't it? Do by hell, I don't care. Yeah, I'll do it. I getting more time lately. I tell you, not that I want to be doing this, but I've had more free time on my hands than I've had in years and years, far back as I can remember. Just sitting at home and looking at TV. I forgot why I was supposed to be here doing this. You know, Crud up yonder called me, and he's always funny because he calls me, and he sounds just like me. And I always hand the phone to Mrs. Broyles, and, you know, he'll talk on there as me, and she looks up at me, and her eyes get so wide, she just, yes, it seems like it's a lot of fun for her.
He told me he's been coming by there and pretending to be you, and you take a nap.
He came by one time and sat with her, watched something, yeah.
He said he took her out for ice cream. You may have been asleep.
Took her out?
Took her out of the house, put her in the chair, and took her out and fed her ice cream.
Well, she needs some fresh air. Good for them. I'm glad they did. Usually a home health nurse has to, get her out and do things. Good for them.
So, Crud, folks, if you're just joining us, Crud is my friend who runs Uncle Spiffy Marlin's Haircuts and Handshakes.
Haircuts and Handshakes,
the hipster barbershop and beard trimming salon here in is it Northeast Murfreesboro, the hipster section of Murfreesboro?
That's where all the young people dress up like the little old men, I guess.
And Jackie went to Jackie Con at Uncle Spiffy Marlin's because Crud, in addition to being a master of disguise, is America's #1 foremost Jackie Broyles cosplayer. And everybody was there dressed up like Jackie Broyles, and he went there. There was a misunderstanding. He didn't get to sign people's beards.
They dropped me off at the wrong place. I was supposed to go in what they call talent or, area. They're supposed to take me around back, and they had somebody waiting that's going to walk me there. They thought I just didn't show up, so they were concerned about me. I'm up there in age. If I don't show up somewhere, half time people think you're dead. But it all worked out.
Now Crud's been coming into his store. Jackie's Market last week, I was like, you said you start taking an hour here and there, leaving Crud running the store. There have been times where they're both yelling at me for cussing, which is weird.
Well,
because basically Crud looks just like Jackie. It's like 2 Jackie Broyles, except now Jackie's going home and taking naps. What you went on a fishing trip?
I did go out in the boat. We went down there to the cabin and things like that. I don't put no thing on the line and all that. I ain't done that in so long. I don't remember how to do it. But it's nice just to get out and be out there. Yeah.
Are you paying Crud?
Well, he's working, ain't it? Of course I'm paying him. He's working behind the counter and everything else. If you work for me, I'll pay you.
But you don't pay yourself.
What?
Well, I do see you take money out of the register.
Well, ain't no
Is that how he's getting paid? He's just...
No, he gets... we worked it out. That's between me and Crud, how he gets paid, how we do things here.
Let me tell you, you're the only one still calling him Crud because everybody else is calling him Jackie Bro.
Well, you know, that's a little strange me calling somebody else Jackie Bro when I'm Jackie Bro. You know, well, I
You're
still
not
call
even
him Crud.
around to talk to him. You at home
Well,
sleeping
I
or
won't
out
sit
fishing?
around and talk to myself. You know, nobody wants to do that. I'm home watching TV. Like I said, went up to the cabin up toward East Tennessee. Got away for a few. Like I said, I worked every day of the week for I don't know how many years. Yeah, everybody sees me here. It's the first time I've ever. Of course, they're still seeing me here, and that's why it makes everything's a little bit easier. Because you know, well, if they don't get sometimes I think if I don't get the sausage or biscuit in the morning for breakfast without Jackie Bros, then my day's just not. You know, ain't gonna be the same. But now I don't have to worry about that no more because half the time people don't know. You know, Crud's down there doing everything.
Somebody on the computer said, it may be Crud down here with me.
Oh, hell. That ain't...
Is it?
He wouldn't want to be down here. That's the last thing he'd want to do.
Is this Crud I'm talking to?
No, I ain't Crud talking to. Me, Jackie Bro.
But how can that's what Crud would totally say.
Well, if that's what he say, that's why everybody thinks he's me. He's good at it. That's what it is, you know.
If I were Jackie Bros and I were starting to shed my duties and responsibilities, the first thing that Jackie Bros would shed is come down here to do this podcast with me. Are you sure you ain't Crud?
I hadn't been down the store 2 or 3 weeks. I've told people give us, because starting my now, I said I was going to do something, I'm going to do it. I guess got to do it through election or 200, one of the two.
We'll
figure that out.
We don't know yet, as we said from the beginning.
Anyway, I think I'm trying to give you your money's worth anyway, so I said I was going to do that. I'm down here. Who's upstairs mopping up, shutting the store down right now then, if I'm Crud? Who's that up there?
Jack, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, then the other thing was that he had people that cosplayed as you, like his cosplay Jackie Army, in there helping him out too. So one day I walked in there, and there were like 5 Jackie Bros.
Yeah, all this is sincere form of flattery, as I say. And
but that gets weird after a while, and they don't drop character. They're all Jackie Bros, and they're all talking to each other as Jackie Bros. It's like...
Well, the other ones, let me make it clear right now, other those fellas just come down for show and have a good time. They ain't on payroll. Crud's the only one on payroll, so just remember that. If you want to dress up like me and come down and stock some things, or sweep up or something like that and talk to people like that's fine. But I don't expect it, you know, like I said, it's just a sheriff or flattery, and I appreciate it, and I don't mind you doing it, but that's for sure. Crud's the only one that's getting paid. Me and him got something worked out, yeah. Speaking of which, we got something worked out. He's talking about putting a old barber chair right here in Jackie's Market. And so when you're down here, I always thought best because, you know, Hee-Haw, Archie Campbell, all, you know, they sit there. That's the one thing I thought this place was missing. So you can get up there and get your beard trimmed up, you know, while you eat your barbecue or while you look at the TV or whatever you want to do in here. We're working on that, seeing when we're going to get that put in here. And along with that, we got some brand new beard, what is it? Oil scents, I still don't understand. It's a smell. Beard, what is it?
Beard smells.
Beard smells. It's things you put on your beard. I guess you go out on a date or something. I don't know. My beard smells like the kitchen, so I wouldn't bother me.
These are
putting
your
anything.
authentic Crud, Uncle Spiffy Marlins, like old man Jackie Bros beard smell.
Well, they got 4 new ones all going to be, and they'll be selling them, of course, over there. It's Uncle Spiffy Marlins haircuts and handshakes will be there, but they're also going to be here. Now, don't come down here and get your beard trimmed, because it ain't going to put that. You can't put a barber chair someplace overnight. You know, that's something we're looking on. Expanding or whatever, he and I talked about it, gonna try to get it in here, but
you can't pretty much put a barber chair in somewhere overnight.
Well, if you won't do it right. If you want to do it right and do it the right way, set it up.
I think any chair pretty much you can put in a place overnight.
Barber chair, you got to spin around everything else. You need to be, you know, you got to do what's right with barber chair. That's all I'm saying about that. But it ain't here yet. Don't expect it tomorrow. Maybe by next weekend we'll have it installed and come down. But until then, if you don't need your bed trimmed and just need some smells, come on down here, because along with the assortment of other bed smells, these new ones he got here, one is called Hot Rolled Hose, and then there's Dry Corn Husk Pile, and then there's Opie's Dead Bird.
That's a smell?
Huh?
That's a smell?
It's more like a feeling or something. You know, how everybody remembers, takes you back, yeah. And the other one, we got one more, it's Double Mint Glove Box. So if you want a beard to smell a new, whatever you call it, the young people like a beard smelling, it seems like it. And if you one of those young folks and want to get your beard smelling like any of this stuff, come on down here and get it. He got some other smells. Old Crud, appreciate it. That's Uncle Spiff and Marlin's haircuts and handshakes. And they hadn't set a time when they asked me about that. Again, it's not on payroll, but there may be a certain time of day you come down here and see all the Jackies. They got some little name for themselves or something. The Jackie, whatever. The Jackie is a Warriors, Jackie something Fleet. I don't know what it is, but they all gonna come down there.
Jackie Fleet Warriors.
Is it the Jackie Fleet Warriors? Mm-hmm. But they all get together, and like I said, just sincere form flat, all dressed up down there. Crud's a captain, or is he? Because, who knows? You could see, could be Crud. Some of these people now, let's be honest, Crud's the best one at it. Some of these people, a little too skinny, a little too tall, but just putting in the effort, and, if that's what makes you happy, you welcome them, wear overalls and gray your bed and flannel shirt, all you want. It don't bother me one bit. Like I said, it's quite flattering.
Well, I tell you what, Crud, next time you see Jackie Bros, you tell him we missed him down here on this podcast.
Huh?
I tell you what, Crud, next time... Crud, I got a good sponsor this week that I think you're really going to enjoy. Have you ever thought about becoming a church accountant?
Wow.
Now, look, a lot of these church accountants are unpaid gigs where somebody you go to a church that got 50 people in it, they get damn old Roy or Stan or Marcus come in there, and maybe he's got a job at HR somewhere, and he has an adding machine there. Who's got an adding machine? Marcus, you're the church accountant. Mrs. Hildebrand, she worked in accounts payable for years and years, and now she is retired. Bring her down here. Let her be the church accountant. She can also type up the bulletin while she's down here. These are unpaid positions. Folks, your bigger churches, they need an accountant because they are making money hand over fist. But they got that Starbucks in the vestibule. They got T-shirts. They got the gift shop.
There's one got movie theaters in there now. And
go watch a movie.
Why would you go get popcorn, watch a movie at church? I don't understand. There's sermons supposed to be, to each his own. It ain't my place to, but I can complain about this because it's a Baptist church. And they went in and what are they watching? They're watching all those, what is it, Bruce Willis? Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is one of the, something like that. And
Hudson Hawk.
One of something with him.
Color of Night. Is that one of them?
Bruce's Willis. I don't know.
Brewster's Willis's?
I don't know. It's him, doing what it does. Shoot the gun, jumping or something like that. And what are they doing?
They were watching that in church?
Yeah. Took Miss Broyles down there,
Did they take the cussing out of it?
I didn't stay around because I don't know why.
Let me ask you, did you take Mrs. Broyles down there, or did Crud take Mrs. Broyles down there?
Just shut up. This is before I even knew who Crud was. This stage is on if you want to watch it. I don't know why you get to have a movie screen in a church unless the preacher's going to, be on the screen, because it don't make it. Even that's strange to me. But that's that's what you got. I guess you got to do something to get people to come. People don't give a darn anymore.
Folks, church accounting school is where you want to go if you want a future. If you want a future, it's a growth industry in the states that are red and are not on the verge, not one of them flickering states on Nate Silver, like North Carolina or Georgia. You got to get one of them good, solid red states. Then church accounting is a growth industry.
Wow.
And, folks, nobody knows more about accounting and ways to keep from giving money to the government it don't deserve than Don Podge. And that's why, folks, I am proud to represent here on this podcast Don Podge's Church Accounting School. And, Jackie, you'll be pleased to know that Don Podge is not only is he advertising on here, he's advertising this church accounting school. He's not taking any. He didn't give me any money. Is what I'm trying to say. He didn't give me any money. I'm a student. I'm enrolled in church accounting school. Wow. I go every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday afternoon, so they can get the ledgers out from a real church, and we get hands-on experience. And we get a lesson from Don Podge. This is branded in the Don Podge name, but he does not actually teach. It's sort of like the Joe Kubert School of Cartooning. I don't know. He could have taught at one point, but I'm pretty sure he's dead. Don Podge is still alive, but Wesley Press comes up. I go to his school bus on the double, where so the smoke blows out the windows on the upper level, and he teaches me how to be a church accountant. I figured I need to do something.
Whatever it is that I wanted to learn, if I had to learn me something, I wouldn't want to learn it from anybody else but him. He's as smart as a whip. But Wesley Press is
Press really smart.
He's so smart. They thought it was. They checked him out for a bomber, Unabomber.
Yep, they thought he was a Unabomber for a long time,
yep.
And he wasn't. He did have some plans.
I know he wasn't. What do you mean?
He had some plans.
He's in jail or something. But that's how smart he is, though, right there. FBI come over your house every week. You got to be pretty smart. So he's smart as a whip.
So Wesley Press, I may have given him a hard time in high school, but we patched things up.
It made a hard time. You bullied him for years and years.
Then defended him and was his friend.
No. That's why I think that's one of the reasons he didn't go on. I thought, he'd be flying rockets or, something. But, he just tutoring around here.
Jackie, all that happened was...
Because people are mean as hell to him. Well, it ain't funny. Well, it ain't funny at being mean.
No, it's not funny. It's not funny, folks. It's not funny. I'm at a point in my life where I've got to think about the future, not the past. I got to think about the future and getting on board as a church accountant somewhere at one of them good high-paying churches. Now, Don Podge has also told me that he will give me an audition, and he's also starting a master of disguise school.
Wow.
So he's going to let me audition, but he's telling me that he doesn't know. He doesn't know.
Audition?
He says there's a certain kind of face, a certain kind of lumpy, pliable face that you need to get into the master of disguise school.
I know he dressed up now and then and fools some people and stuff, but if you're going to learn something, every church needs an accountant, and there's two people right there. You said I'd go like your sponsor, and I usually don't, but those two people, as far as facts and figures, there ain't nobody else I'd rather have looking at that stuff. Don Podge and Wesley Press.
Well, master of disguise is more of a hobby. I mean,
whatever.
Crud.
That ain't going to get you, you ain't going to make a living.
Crud is getting Jackie Bro's money right now, and he was...
No, that's different.
Don Podge's protege.
No, that's different. That's something special. That's a situation,
So I'm looking at, I can be a church accountant who also is a master of disguise. Just like Crud cuts hair and beards, but also is America's foremost Jackie Bro's cosplayer.
He just dressed up like me. He's running the cash register. He's cooking. He's working. Now, if he wants to do it as me, that's fine, but I ain't paying him so much to be me as to just get the job done. And if he's doing it like me, then he must be doing it pretty good because I've done this job for years.
Spoken like somebody who's actually crud.
Right.
But I tell you what, crud, I don't know if I'm going to get into that school or not because Don Potts told me I did have the lumpy, pliable face, but he didn't know about my attitude. But I'm trying to prove it to him right now because, man, you know, I got a part-time job picking up trash at a job site, picking up trash and throwing it in the fire. They're paying me 50 cents an hour.
Oh.
It's not legal. It's not legal, but they don't run me off. And that was the pay on my first day. I feel like I am. Do you remember that story where Scrooge McDuck lost his billions of dollars?
Duck.
No, they tricked him. They tricked Scrooge McDuck into thinking that money was worthless and fish was now money. Don Podge says this could actually happen, that the government one day could just come out and say fish was money. That's why I've read it so recently when I went down to Don. That's actually one whole textbook is just this issue of Uncle Scrooge where he thinks fish is money. Donald and his nephews play a trick on Uncle Scrooge and make him think fish is money. So he starts out all over at square one. He ain't got no money. I think he just gives it all to, like, the Beagle Boys or something. I may be rewriting Karl Barks a little bit. But then he goes out, he gets fish, and he winds up his money bin that he dives in like a porpoise. It's full of fish. His money bin is a fish bin.
Are you talking about Donald Duck's uncle or something like that, right?
Yes, sir, I am.
He's got glasses. And Donald Duck, he jumps in money. I know which one
He
you're talking about
started
now.
out, and I am Uncle Scrooge making that first trade for a smelly fish, working at a job site for 50 cents an hour. Because, folks, I just reached a point, as I talked about last week, where maybe I'm having a late 20s crisis or an episode 200 crisis, but it just seems like the things I used to enjoy, maybe I just don't enjoy them anymore. Maybe I'm not the Karl Rove of the future anymore. Maybe I'm just the Dunlap of the past. Maybe it's time for me to learn how to be a church accountant from Wesley Press, who I never bullied. All I did when I was getting bullied, I would point the bullies in his direction, and then he would get hit in the head until he got brain damage, but not in a way that affects the math part.
I'm about to say, you know, if it's slow, it ain't in fancy figures. No, sir. He's smart as a whip. I commend you if, you know, you got to start somewhere. You know, if you will start.
You're making fun of me now, but this is the first construction job site I've been on where they ain't run me off on day 2.
If they give you 50 cents and you burn what they tell you to burn, and you doing your job good, then I commend you for that.
I burned a couple things I wasn't supposed to, but all they did was not pay me that 50 cents that hour. I burned a broom and a tire.
Oh, man, a tire.
It was a spare tire in somebody's truck.
Well, you learning, you know, you got to start somewhere. Like
I knew I wasn't supposed to burn it, but I wanted to see it burn.
Well,
but they told me, they reprimanded me, and I took my punishment, and I handed them that 50 cents back. I burned a shoe and a shirt, but they don't know about that.
Well, it's good to see you making friends either way.
A box of nails.
Whatever's on fire.
3 cans of paint.
What?
I hope they don't listen to this. I told one of them I forgot to get his Mrs. Winters, but what happened was I threw that box of chicken in the fire.
Why would you throw someone's
I don't
food
know.
in the fire?
I'm trying to be Scrooge with all the fish.
You don't need to be working there if that's what you do. Then you need to go church accountants. What you need to do with
that's what I'm learning, but I'm trying to put my way through church accountant school.
Well,
even though he's not charging me anything for it, he's just making me.
Now listen here, because like I said, I commend you for trying to do the right thing, and if there's a way, if it worked for me, you know, I want to support somebody in trying to do the right thing. So I tell you right now, if you go up there and Crud says it's okay, you can sweep up around here and I'll pay you 75 cents an hour.
What?
Just talk to Crud. Let's see what he says about it. But if you taking that money and you going to learn how to be a church accountant or trying to learn some sort of trade, and I want that for everybody to learn how to get through life. So if Crud says it's okay, because he's here all day, I don't, that's, if he says it's okay, then 75 cents an hour. You sweep up, clean up around here. And I ain't talking about sitting there and drinking and watch TV like you normally do. I ain't saying that, because I ain't going to give you money for that.
There's part of me, Jackie, that wants to break down and cry at this generosity.
Now, don't get like that.
But I'm not going to lie. There's a part of me that wants to say, what the F you think this is, 1932?
Huh?
75 cents an hour.
Yeah, you said they were giving you 50 cents an hour.
Yeah,
Don't
I should be making $15 an hour. Ain't you heard of Bernie Sanders?
Shut your mouth.
Ain't you heard of Bernie Sanders?
He wants everybody to get the same. I know, but the world don't work like
but
crazy.
But that's only
Bernie
part of me, Jackie, and the main part of me says thank you, and I'm going to do that.
Well, don't thank me. It's up to Crud now. Don't jump. Hold your horses on this, because if there's some reason, right now he's managing here, and I can't just throw that, on his plate if he ain't ready for that, or if he says it's not necessary. Let me check out with him. If he says it's okay, then
Okay, I won't burn nothing I ain't supposed to.
Well, don't throw nothing in the oven when I'm cooking it. If I say there ain't no fire, but
is this a new rule or what?
Well, there's no new rule. You don't stove.
What? You can't throw things in the oven?
Not the big, not the oven in the kitchen, or the big wood stove oven I barbecue in. Neither one of those don't throw anything in there.
So weird.
That's
like the
for
first
food
time
and
hearing
cooking.
about this.
Oh,
Whatever. You make the rule. You're the boss.
well,
Crud is the boss.
Be sure and you talk to Crud about what you burn in that, because I don't want to hear it. You tell him, and we'll see.
Jackie, I am on the straight
that.
and narrow, and I'm going to wind up with a money bin full of fish. And you'll be coming to me saying, can I have a handout? And I'll say, yes, sir, you can, because you handed me out, and I'm going to hand you out.
Well, if you're going to be a church accountant, first off, that's a trade. You learn how to do something, learn your facts and figures. Also, you'll be spending more time in the church than I ever known you to, unless your daddy dragging you there for a weekend or however long he's sober. But other than that, so going to church be a little good for you, be good, do something good for a church, or necessary, thing that needs done. So
Don Podge has already given me a visor and a lamp.
A visor and a lamp?
A little visor. I put it on, look like an accountant. And then the lamp is just so I can see.
I ain't never seen church do that.
I threw the visor in the fire. That was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. Dom asked me where it was. I said I lost it. It flew out the window. I should not work around fires.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Things burn so pretty. They burn so pretty.
I got a good sponsor this week. They've been my sponsor before, and I'm happy to have them back. It's just as good a sponsor as they ever was, as far as I'm concerned. And that's Uncle Spiffy Marlin's Haircuts and Handshakes, and my buddy Crud. My buddy, old Crud.
Sure.
He runs that place, and they love Jackie Boy. He upstairs right now, dressed up just like me, and people don't know I'm down here talking. Everybody come in the store, they don't know.
I'm trying to think of the best way to catch you up. For folks who are just joining us here on episode 200, 199, Crud, who runs Uncle Spiffy Marlin's Haircuts and Handshakes, which is the hipster barbershop here in town, and also does beard trims in Northeast Murfreesboro, where all the hipsters dress like little old men. He also founded Jackie Con because he's the nation's foremost Jackie Broles cosplayer.
I didn't know anything about that. Bless your heart. That's
master
flattering.
of disguise, but
Flattering.
Jackie Broles is definitely one of his. I'd say he's the nation's foremost Jackie Broles cosplayer. That's not for nothing. And then he started coming here, and he started doing Jackie Broles here. And now Jackie's letting him work here, and you're paying him to work here. But the other Jackie Broles cosplayers that also work up there, you're not paying them. This is just between you and Crud.
I told them, and they said, we just want to be here, and there's something, the fleet, Jackie Broles fleet is troop or something, I don't know, but they do.
The Fleet Warriors.
Fleet Warriors, whatever they are. They again, that's just, I'm flattered to death, tickled as can be, If people up there dressed
I
up.
can't tell the difference. They got two Jackie Broleses yelling at me. If you told me right now that you was Crud and not Jackie, I'd say, well, Crud, you done it again.
Well,
the only difference is
he's upstairs working. But people up there don't know it ain't me. They think it is.
They think it is, too. Except that he thinks. We talked about this. He said he didn't understand why you didn't like Trump. So when he's doing it, he does a little pro-Trump.
What do you mean, does he pro-Trump?
Well, he's up when people come in and talk about politics. He said, yeah, that old Trump's going to really win.
Well, if he did that, people should know it ain't me because everybody knows I don't like Trump.
Well, no, people walk in and they look at you and they just expect you to like Trump.
Why?
I mean, people say character-wise, they don't understand why you don't like Trump.
He ain't doing that. I don't know.
Well, I pulled him aside and I said,
how
Jackie,
could he be the best Jackie impersonator there is if he doing something that Jackie would never do? That don't sound right to me.
He says he didn't understand why Jackie doesn't like Trump. He said to him it was like a character flaw, like we weren't following the characterization through. Like we weren't.
A word of that. No,
well,
sir.
He said, that's why he said it wasn't believable.
I did. It ain't believable. I don't believe it. That's for sure. I don't think he ain't saying anything good about Trump while he's being me. Otherwise, people know it wasn't me. He ain't doing that. What good would it do him to do that? It don't make any sense.
He just commits, and he had just had some trouble with the script.
He commits to do Jackie Broles, and that's all I've ever seen him do. That's all anybody else has ever seen him do.
He thinks you may be a little off model.
Well, he used to be some FBI. He used to dress up like FBI agents. He tricked me a few times.
That's true. That was always funny.
See him dressed up more than a few times, but you know, as far as Jackie Broles is, like I said, I think it's a compliment, and people like to see him do it.
Well, he said, I stressed to him, I said, now look, Jackie, I know you may not understand it, but you got to find something to motivate you to go against Donald Trump, because Jackie does not like Trump. He said, it just doesn't make any sense,
Well, it doesn't make any sense, does it?
He said, after 10 years of this, I've been watching old videos. He said, I don't understand it. I said, well, look.
I say it on here every damn week that Trump's a crazy man. It ain't like I'm all
that. He says it sounds fake to him.
I don't care what's fake to him. And he ain't saying that.
Well,
he wouldn't do that.
He's
first
working
off.
on it.
No.
I said, you got to find
full
something.
Of bull right there.
He said, how about if I
working on it?
Like Gary Johnson for a little while and see if I can get to liking Hillary like Jackie does. I said, no, Jackie doesn't like Hillary.
Just shut your mouth. Because he didn't do any of that. He wouldn't do any of that.
Well, he took my notes, and he's working on it, so we'll see.
He ain't taking no notes from you. If he was taking any notes from you, he'd never have any business to leave and dress up and be me anywhere in town. He ain't listening to you. I know right there it ain't true. And he ain't too sure about that 75 cents either. Let me tell you. And after I tell him this story right here, he probably going to think a little less about it. So just keep that in mind right now.
I've been working upstairs. Crud gave me a job. Jackie said he'd pay me 75 cents if I run it by Crud. And Crud said it was okay, but it was going to be 65 cents.
Why?
He said that he was going to take that dime per hour and put it in the swear jar.
You full of it. He never said any of that stuff. I'm going to tell him every bit of this. I'm going straight
That's
up there.
That's what he told me.
He said he didn't tell you that. I know damn well he didn't do that. If I got to believe him, somebody's always been truthful outside of dressing up as somebody else or as an FBI agent or something. Outside of that, he's been nothing but truthful and a good person. Whereas you, I know almost half my life now, and you've lied and cheated and said every
two liars you're talking about here.
No,
Me and Crud.
One right now. You talking about Crud that way? I know damn well Crud wouldn't do that. Crud has respect for his elders, including me, and that's why he likes to dress up like
Crud so much? Why do you love Crud?
Well, Crud. Who loves when somebody shows you that much love? You should love back. That's how I feel. If he wants to the smell of my beard to be on all the beds, if he likes old Jackie Brole's way of talking and the way he looks more than, Crud, I like you for dressing up like it. That's like I said, it's a compliment. That's a compliment. You love him right back, and I do. Crud, I'll say it right here, and everybody can see it. I do love you. I don't know if he listens to these or not, but
no, he doesn't.
Crud.
Well, he said Jackie wouldn't.
You don't know what the hell you talking about. Crud, he's been working here in the store, best person, best employee I ever had. I was worried about when my retirement comes around, when it's time for me to.
What do you think about retiring?
Well, I ain't worked it. I ain't worked but 2 days this week, and I'm telling you, it was pretty nice just laying around watching old John Wayne's.
Is that all you doing, just sitting around watching old John Wayne's?
Sitting there entertaining Mrs. Rolls. She tolerates John Wayne. Well, every now and then she'll want to watch something. But something.
Crud says he's been coming over and putting in Steel Magnolias.
He has not been coming over putting on anything. He ain't. That's your other friend you thinking about. That's your frequent barker man that going over there talking to my mama, not my wife, my mama.
But no, Crud was taking her out for some
Crud didn't
fresh
take
air
her
when
out.
you were taking a nap last week.
Oh, he did. That was to get her, just to get her out of the place and get some air. Like I said, normally I have to pay for a home health nurse. I thought you said he was kissing on her or something like that.
No, he was putting in Steel Magnolias. I didn't say he was kissing on her.
Well,
that's true. Frequent Barker.
Every time you bring up a member of my family, you say somebody's trying to kiss on them or something, and that's it. Don't introduce anybody you know.
Let me say this:
if somebody
if somebody was coming to my house dressed up as me, that the general population cannot tell is me, and as you yourself testified last week that your wife can also not tell the difference between you and him. I would say, where you going with my wife, buddy, when you pretending to be me, single white female in it?
Took her out to get some, like I said, she came back fine. She thought we went on a date. If she's happy, then I'm happy. I don't see anything wrong with it.
Somebody's taking your wife on a date.
No, got a balloon.
Even though it's you, sort of.
She's got a stroke. She's in a wheelchair. She got, some balloons and, just rolled her around out in the park and things like that. That's all, he spent the day with her. Look at the animals and all that,
What animals? Where's he taking her?
Squirrels, down the squirrels and ducks at the park. Those kind of things. He didn't take her to the damn zoo. He just took her outside.
That's getting elaborate.
Well,
Are you sure he didn't take her to the zoo?
He got balloons and ice cream and didn't go to the zoo. He went to
Where'd
the
that
park.
funnel cake come from?
I don't know where all the stuff that he gets my wife comes from. I know Crud's a good man.
What is he getting your wife?
You just said got her funnel cake, some ice cream, some balloons. What's wrong with that? Ain't nothing wrong with that at all.
Did he buy her that necklace?
What necklace?
That necklace that's too heavy for her, that hurts her neck.
She don't nothing hurt her neck. She let me know. She run or something else.
When I was over there the other day going through your mail, she kept doing that thing where she uses her eyes to tell me when she's in distress.
Well,
and I took that necklace off and I said, "Where'd you get this, Miss Got Rocks?" And she didn't say.
I didn't see nothing on around the neck, and if something was bothering, she has a way of telling me.
Well, she told me to put it in the secret drawer with her eyes.
She had a stroke, and she can talk, but it's like baby talk. But I've been married to her for 6 some years
you're
now.
pretty good at hearing. Crud too. He can kind of tell what she's saying.
Well, he didn't know just right off the bat. I had to tell him, this means this.
So you're teaching him how to love your wife.
Well, how to take care of it, yeah. Actually, it was the home health nurse that helped Crud, because that would have been too much.
He doesn't trust Crud.
That would be too much for Miss Broll to see Crud dressed up like me right beside me. That may be another stroke coming, bless her heart. She's still with me. I won't keep her with me. So it was Crud and my home health nurse. He showed her, basically giving her ropes, and he's been with her. He's a good fella. He's been with her for years and years, taking care of her,
Wait a minute. Wasn't there a day where you disguised yourself as a home health nurse because the home health nurse couldn't come that day, but you were still going to give Crud the lesson?
Right.
Crud told me that you dressed up as a home health nurse so that Mrs. Bros wouldn't see the two of you standing next to each other, that you put some coloring in your beard and you put on your nurse shirt.
That wasn't me, no. Why would I dress up like a home health nurse?
So you wouldn't give your wife a stroke when they seen the two of you side by side.
That was the real home health nurse thing.
Are you sure?
Well, I know that I didn't dress up like nothing. The only thing I ever dress up like is Jackie Bros.
Well, if you ask me, this is getting confusing.
Well, it's been confusing.
Crud
as soon
told
as you
me...
start running your mouth, everything makes sense to me until you start butting in. I ain't even going to do my damn sponsor now.
Was that Crud?
I don't know.
Who was the other? Maybe it was one of them other of the Jackie Bros, damn Fleet Warriors.
Don't know anything about it. Not a thing. Enough.
Jackie Fleet Warriors is what it's called.
Whatever they're called. That's flattering to me. Yes, I think it's flattering.
You love Crud. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Well, according to you, he's this, he's that, he's all of something else too.
All I'm telling you is what Crud's been telling me. I mean, Crud ain't saying nothing bad. He's just saying that you were helping him out, teaching him baby talk.
Me and you, Crud, all going to sit down and have a long talk with each other. I'll have him go dress up like a FBI agent, and the three of us will sit there and have a talk. Get to the bottom of this.
Is that the end of your sponsor? Or?
Yep. I'm all done with it. Yep.
Well, I got a sponsor this week, Jackie, that I think you're really going to like. Folks, if you have ever thought about becoming a church accountant, there is no better time than now to sign up for Don Podge's Church Accountant School and Master of Disguise School. He will teach you how to become a church accountant, and he will teach you how to become a Master of Disguise. Those two things may seem like they got nothing to do with each other, but you would be surprised.
Wow.
Folks, I have been learning church accounting, not from Don Podge himself, because he works more on the Master of Disguise side of the school, but I have been going up there to what's that guy's name I went to high school with? Wesley Press. Folks, I go up to the smart as a whip. He's so smart, people thought he was a Unabomber. It turns out he was not, but I still maintain that he had some plans. I go up and sit at the top of the double-decker bus, and the smoke goes out the window, and he teaches me all about accounting. He lets me use his adding machine. Don Podge give me a visor and a lamp, but the lamp works. The visor I threw in the fire.
Wow.
Because I've been putting myself through church accounting school by working at this construction site. They were giving me 50 cents an hour.
They ain't going to keep giving you 50 cents an hour, keep burning things there.
Yeah, I keep throwing things in the fire.
Well, you got to
I don't work for them now. I'm working upstairs for Crud for 65 cents an hour. But I still sneak over the construction site and burn things for free. But, Jackie, you are going to be really proud of me. I have a job. I'm an assistant church accountant.
I'll believe that when I see it. Do you tell me what church I'd like to come in and
Frog
see you
Church.
Frog Church? That ain't no church. You know it ain't. That's going down, that's being a homeless person down by the Stones River.
No better way to learn than by going down there and with the, what was his name? The damn old Green Bean. Folks.
No, he's crazy. Green Bean, he lost his mind. He's living down by Stone River, a bunch of frogs.
Yep, it's not so much money that we're concerned with as it is.
That ain't a job then. That ain't a job. A job is where you do something and somebody pays you for it. Don't nobody pay you anything to lay around with homeless people down by the, Stones River. Nobody does that.
Let's say I'm interning.
Huh?
Somebody's got to keep up with how many frogs are down there.
Frogs?
That's me.
No,
church accountant.
And
I'm also making some plans, some inroads down there. We're going to put in a cotton candy machine for when the kids come to look at the frogs and the crazy man.
You're not going to put any of that. Nobody's going to do that down there. That's a.
This is just for experience. Sometimes you got to do things for experience.
What kind of accounting are you doing for a bunch of frogs?
When you say it like that, it doesn't make any sense.
I know it doesn't make any sense. Frog don't.
Look, I'm up there sweeping up for Crud, giving him notes on his performance, making that 65 cents, giving that straight to Don Podge for accounting school. He's splitting that with Wesley Press. Wesley Press is teaching me all about accounting. I'm taking the knowledge I'm learning from Wesley Press, who I bullied in school, and applying it to a church of frogs.
None of what you just said makes any damn sense. None of it. None of it. I don't think I ever heard a sentence more gibberish in my damn life. crazy.
Episode 200. $199.
Is 200?
Now 200 is
episodes are
next
done.
week. 200 is next week. But I kind of like where we're at right now. Just sort of, I'm taking stock of my life. I'm taking control of it. I'm getting an education. I'm got a job.
Yeah.
There's 100 Jackies upstairs.
It's not. You don't have any job outside of getting 75 cents sweeping up.
It's more like 65.
75 is what we agreed on.
Well, he's got.
He gonna have opinion. I'm gonna talk to Crud. I'm talking to him. We're gonna have the three of us gonna sit down and he'll dress up like somebody else, so we'll know what's going on, and we'll have a talk. It'll be FBI outfit, and we'll have a long talk.
So that is Don Podge's Church Accountant School. Folks, churches don't give no money to the government, and that suits Don Podge just fine. Church Accountant School, go down there. If you want to learn how to count frogs, nobody better than Wesley Press. Just as weird as he was in high school, but, people don't change.
They thought it was a Unabomber. Well, I'm going to do my sponsor. I got a good sponsor today. I had them for a while. I'm still enjoying them. And I tell you what, I'm going to make I ain't going to make an official announcement. I'm thinking about some things, and I'm going to share it with you. But let me just right now give you my sponsor. It's Uncle Spiffy and Marlin's Haircuts and Handshakes. And I tell you what, old Crud is a buddy of mine. Everybody loves him doing Jackie Bros. He's always saying my Jackie Bros is the best Jackie Bros. People are saying, Crud, your Jackie Bros is better than real Jackie Bros. Of course, I was taking that thing as a compliment, but that's taking it a bit far right there. I don't know.
A lot of people like him as you better than you.
That ain't true. I think there's people joshing and stuff.
Well, usually you go see somebody do an impersonation. You see Rich Little go do Johnny Carson. You're not like, well, that's Rich Little doing Johnny Carson. But did Rich Little ever do Johnny Carson for a whole Tonight Show episode?
Well, no, I wouldn't want to see that, no.
Did he?
Well, coming to the store and buying some barbecue ain't the same thing as sitting and watching TV.
In Jackie's store, acting like Jackie.
Oh,
Jackie's not even in the store. He's off doing God knows what.
I ain't had a day off in years and years and years. He's running fine.
He's been like a month off now.
Well, I got time to sit at home, watch some TV or something, not come here, look at the news or hear anything. I can go down there, just walk around the big Walmart every now and then and just look at there. I didn't, my day you never would have seen any of this.
I heard you were in the damn yard furniture department.
I love
sleeping for 3-4 hours.
Well, if they got it, I won't test. That means there's probably going to be a purchase in the near future. They don't mind that at all. I like to test all those chairs, everything else. If this feel good out on my deck, how's this going to feel? And if I'm there for 30, 35 minutes, that means you probably, I'm coming back to do that again a few more times. I'm going to take that home with me. So
I would hate to be the person at Walmart whose job it is to wake up midday napping senior citizens off the yard furniture.
They got those little, what is it, the thing that runs water through it, the water thing, like a waterfall or
washing
whatever
machine?
it is. Not a washing machine. It's an outdoor
hose?
thing. The little angel on it, PP or whatever, the water thing.
Oh, PP angel. I know what you mean.
It's like a soothing sound, and you sitting out there on a nice day, a hot day. And, plus, if you've been inside Walmart looking at in the cooler section or something, and then you go outside, that heat, does something. You just I need to step down on my feet a little bit, pull a little Hillary Clinton right there. I need dehydrate, whatever you want to say. They need to have one of those little PP angels around Hillary Clinton all the time. She might not get dehydrated or something here that water. But that just makes her relax. Probably going back here and getting me one of those. I don't know if I want the angel on it. I think they got one of the frogs spitting it out or something. One of them.
Meanwhile, Crud and his army of Jackie impersonators are running the store up there. They won't let me take beer out of the cooler.
Well, Crud's the only one. Well, good. That's it. They're doing a job then. Won't let you take a beer out of the cooler. That's exactly what I told them.
sweep up for 75 cents an hour. He fired me from that.
Well, you want
my friend Crud.
Well, Crud
America's foremost Jackie Broles cosplayer.
Didn't like the job you was doing. That's all it was to it. You know, I trusted his judgment. I said, talk to Crud. Crud let him do it. Crud fired you, then that's Crud's decision too. And I tell you what, Crud just means the world to me. He's almost family now. Everybody think we're brothers or same person for that matter half the time. And he's just up there. It ain't people like it better. Some people people get used to something. Been coming to my store for years and Jackie, you know, taking care of you and giving you a barbecue sandwich and giving you change and saying put that in your pocket now. People, that's something that's a comfort for whatever reasons. And I ain't saying I earned anything. I'm doing something special, but people like that. And it warms my heart that they do. And if Crud can do that, make people feel the same way, and I can go, you know, go to Walmart, look around, go to Sam's Club, look around, you know, just things like that on the day off, and so be it. I think I've earned it. I worked my hind end off getting that business up running for as many years as it did, and I think I earned, you know, not a day or two off. I think there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. He doing a good job. Don't have nothing to worry about. If he keeping you out of the beer, he doing a better job than I is ever able to. So good for him. And I tell you what I'm going to say right now. That's what I'm thinking on. Hadn't made a decision yet. But Crud brought some of these people, had a Nashville lawyer. Had 2 Nashville lawyers. So I don't know if Crud's from Nashville, who he knows or whatever, but these are
two Nashville lawyers.
2 Nashville.
Who can afford that?
They laid out some paperwork and showed me some blueprints and this and that. Now, this is what Crud's wanting to do. They wanting to do franchise Jackie barbecue markets and have him, you know, because he's the only one I'm paying upstairs, but these other fellas show up dressed up just like me and do some sort of dance or something. The Jackie Patrol, whatever they call it, the Jackie, I don't remember the names, but they do that. Now,
Jackie Fleet Warriors.
Fleet Warriors Patrol, whatever it is. They come, they not there all day, but they come sometimes and they do whatever. You know, people enjoy it, but I ain't paying them. I can't afford to pay all of them.
Volunteer work.
Volunteer work. But now they're going to put that into action. They done such a good job volunteering. That's how it works. You volunteer. And now, if I decide to do this, and I have to trust old Crud's judgment, because I'm going to sign it all, let him handle all the numbers and figures and stuff, because this is too big a thing, really, for someone at my age to get all wrapped up in. So if I sign, you know, he going to do it, but there'll be a Jackie's Barbecue Market with a Jackie Broles in it, East Tennessee. It'll be some in Nashville area, Hermitage area, and there's going to be one in Memphis. They're going to try one there. And if it goes good there, it may just keep on going. Now, that I don't know. I'm okay setting my ways. I got what I need that's going to take care of me the rest of my days more than likely. So this ain't about money or nothing like that. And he talked to me, and I said, well, you know, this sounds this and that sounds that. And that, you know, Nashville lawyers, I always going to listen to their judgment. I'm going to listen. If you're a Nashville lawyer, you got my time because you done something right in your life just to, you know, have that title. So I'll sit there and give you respect. And they seem to think it's a pretty good deal. Hadn't made up my mind yet. But if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it next week, sometime afterward, and just, you know, and we'll see how it goes. But
wait a minute. So you're going to franchise Jackie's Market?
Yeah.
Well, are you giving him your market here in Murfreesboro, too?
Well, that's
so
part.
It'd be 4 of it?
That's a part of the thing. It's a whole package sort of thing. So once it starts here, of course, because he saw me.
Wait a minute. So how? So you're listening to Crud, who brought his own lawyers who were talking to you. Jackie, you're
Nashville lawyers.
You're getting Crud conned.
What?
Crud is running a con
He
on
don't
you.
run no cons. He don't ever dress up like a government agent. The only person he dress up like now is me. That's it. He used to not, and again, he was doing that because he was shy, bashful, or whatever. But he ain't dressed up like a government official, an FBI agent, since me and him been friends. He has not done that.
Nashville lawyers would not be down here if they didn't smell money. And
Well-
Crud, he's got your signature down, and he
Well-
looks just like you.
Wait a
A
minute.
notary could come in, he could sign it, they could take a picture.
I'll-
Nobody'd ever know the difference.
They're going to need my signature.
He
It's
signs
whether-
autographed pictures for you. He signs
I've
when
seen
the
him do
bread
that.
man
Yeah.
delivers.
Yeah, I've seen
those
him do
two
that.
things.
Yeah.
He does them both.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're talking. If he was going to do that, he could have done it then, right? Because he's talking to me about it.
How do we know he hadn't done it?
Oh, hell. That's Nashville Lawyers would have told me that.
How do I know?
They would have showed up and said, nice seeing you 2 weeks ago. And I'd say, I don't know who the hell you are. And they can claim Alzheimer's, whatever else, but I know I ain't that far gone
well,
yet.
Maybe you're crud right now, and you're doing some PR down here.
Oh, hell.
If you're Jackie Broles, tell me, when I was 9 years old, and I got scared by that episode of Happy Days where Fonzie gets attacked by gangsters,
I am.
Where did I pee? Behind the chair or behind the couch?
I can't remember where you peed
that's
that far back
interesting.
when watching
That's
Happy Days or
interesting.
any of that. I can't remember where you peed.
Oh, sure.
You peed all over the place when you was young.
That's
you
true.
peed just about everywhere there
That's
was to
true.
pee. So don't tell me what time did he pee here or pee
Point
there.
taken.
Well, so I ain't got no answer for that. And as far as that's concerned, that's my business and Crud's business. You had your chance to work your way up, and you decided not to show up or treat Crud disrespectfully or whatever it was you
I threw
did.
some things in the fire.
Well, that's what it was then. So be it. You had your chance. You could have been a part of all this, but that, you going to throw stuff in a fire instead of doing your job.
Well, how do you know I'm not Crud dressed up as you? I can do a good Jackie Bro.
Crud's upstairs right now running a damn store.
Yeah, that's hard work.
Yeah.
Hard work.
Yeah, it
Especially when
is.
that beard's hot.
Well, he, just everybody thinks, Jackie Bros is doing what Jackie Bros does, and that's what people like. And if people like it here, they might like it up, They might like it up Hermes. They might like it Memphis, up East End. They may, who knows? I don't know. It ain't for me to answer. That's up to the good people if that's what they want to.
So you're going to be
enjoy,
like a Colonel
so be.
Sanders?
Didn't think about that way, but I guess so. Not in a suit.
Wait, how many then Jackie? Okay, so then if Crud is Jackie, so you're at Walmart. Let me just see if I got this scenario. You're at Walmart enjoying your retirement. Someone who looks just like you, Crud, America's foremost Jackie Bros cosplayer, is in Jackie's Market here in Murfreesboro.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there's 3 other Jackie barbecue markets somewhere, and somebody's also playing you in them?
They ain't there yet, but that's what the
Would
that's
they
what
be
the
playing
suit
you,
told
or
me.
would they be portraying Crud? Is that why he's
But
got
the
Jackie's
people
Fleet
right now-
Warriors studying Crud's you? Because sometimes it's like, I don't know how to do an impersonation of whoever,
What?
David Axelrod, and then somebody does David Axelrod on Saturday Night Live, and you're like, oh, now I know how to talk like David Axelrod. So that's what
I don't know
Crud
anything
has
about
broken the Jackie Bros impression so that other people know how to do it. So he can get the Jackie Fleet Warriors over in Memphis. Who's going to buy your roach-infested barbecue in Memphis, home of barbecue?
Watch your mouth. We'll see, won't we?
We'll see, won't we?
Well, we will.
See, maybe I'll be one of them Jackie.
You ain't going. You had your chance. You could probably be. If you work your way up, charge 75 cents,
your way up.
and then see how far you can get then, and then maybe you could have been a Jackie or a Jackie Fleet Patrol
I just like
Warrior,
to
whatever
put
it
things
is.
in fires.
Well, actually, you chose that. But Uncle Spiffy Marlin's haircuts and handshakes, and
Does he even still run? How is that the sponsor?
well, there may be
Who's
something.
over there?
He's talking about putting up a barber chair here in Jackie's Market, and there'll be like a little section. It's a joint thing.
So everything he does here has to be mirrored in the other places.
Yeah, this is original here, and they go from
see.
there. So he's thinking about putting a little
So
barber
if
chair
a
and stuff.
homeless person shows up and sweeps a parking lot for a bologna sandwich, do they have to have homeless people in all the other 3?
Well, I hope I don't have homeless, but if they do, I want them to eat a well-earned bologna sandwich. They deserve to. So if that's the case, then so be it. But I ain't gonna say whether,
It's getting complicated.
it ain't complicated. It's just, there's Ronald McDonald's all over the damn place. That ain't one Ronald McDonald. Everybody, there may have been one.
true.
And by now, I can't even remember what the first Ronald McDonald looked like any different than any of the rest
I think
of them.
he was a hippie, didn't
Well,
he?
whatever they were, they all the
Wasn't he
same.
like, hey, man?
They
I think
were
that
all-
was David Axelrod again.
don't think he did any hippie stuff. He just talked about hamburgers or something. I don't know what the hell he did. But that's the same thing. Shoney's Big Boy. They another thing. Everybody got a thing. Captain D.
I've never seen. Did Captain D come?
They
I've never
used
seen him at a restaurant.
He come out.
I wouldn't even know who that would just be a man in a pea coat. How would you know it was Captain D?
He says it like a pirate. You never been there and had him come out?
No, I've never seen Captain D or Long John Silver.
Yet I've seen Captain
Or
D.
Big Boy.
Big Boy, you see outside, not dressed up, but Captain D was dressed up. He'd come out and I can't do pirate voice or how you hush puppy, whatever.
I remember his comic books; those are pretty good.
Same thing, comic book dress up real life. That's what all these movies now. That's all it is. They used to be a comic book national movie. They may have Captain D or McDonald. In about 40 years, that's what movies will be. Will be McDonald fighting Captain D and stuff. It's
like
the same
going
thing.
McDonald's will be a movie.
Yeah, it will be. Same
Kinda
thing.
is.
Huh?
I remember Manchester at Captain D's. They had a parrot in there, but that's all I remember.
Parrot.
I think it was a parrot.
Health code. You can't.
That was
You
back
can't have a
then.
winged.
It's the 70s.
Can't have a winged.
Can't have a winged creature in your Captain D's.
Food. No food around food. Can't have winged things around food.
I don't think it was a parrot. I think it was a couple finches.
It don't matter if it had feathers. You can't have it around food.
But they're so little.
I know that for a fact. You cannot have a winged beast, creature, whatever you want to call it. Nothing. No kind of bird anywhere near. Food, buffets, anything, kitchens. You can't have it. It's against the law. And here in Tennessee, I don't know how it is everywhere else, but I know that for a fact. You don't want that. But come on down to Jackie's, see the original. New ones may be coming. I don't know. Come on down here. There's going to be a barber chair here soon. You can sit down in there and get your beard done up like Jackie Bros. I got some, always got the smells here. You put the smells in your beard. The perfume, it's not perfume, cologne. I don't know what you call it. Beard smells. Whatever it is. You put it in there. They got good flavors like caterpillar finger. Mm-hmm. They got busted watch and battery drawer.
Yep.
They got secret beer breath.
Uh-huh.
That's one of them. And I think a rotten garden bucket is another one. All those, with flavors, just put it in your
beard flavors.
People like to smell that.
Beard flavors.
I'm too old for this. The young fellas say that, I don't know why they dress up like old people, but so be it. If that's what I'd rather them do that than dress up like some people I've seen, young people. When young people dress like young people, they got things in their ears, everything else. I just assume people say, I don't like them dressed like old people. I understand that. They dress like old people. Whatever. But they say women like these smells coming out of your man's beard or something. Like I said, I'm too old for that, so I don't know first thing about it. So come on, Jackie, as you can see, you're here first. We'll see how the situation is going to change from here on to the next. There's just no telling. We'll see.
Well, I hope you're not being taken advantage of if you're Jackie. If you're Crud, I hope you're not taking advantage of Jackie. I'm also impressed if you are.
Crud wouldn't do that. There's nothing he likes better than Jackie Bros. That's all his 24 hours he is served trying to praise Jackie Bros. Bless his heart. And I said, there's better ways to spend your life, son. He said, no, sir. That's how I want it. And far be it from me to ruin that especially young man's dreams. Crud, bless your heart, bless your soul. We're going to talk about this. And if that's what the good Lord, I'm going to pray on it. I'm going to talk to Miss Bros about it. And that's what all three of us decide to do. I'll be signing those papers next week, and we'll get that ball rolling. So thank you much. And until then, Uncle Spiff and Marlon's Haircuts and Handshakes got a barber chair going to be here. A couple of days from now, come on down here. Go to the store across town. So what do you call it? Hipster Town?
Hipster Town.
Hipster
I think
Town.
It's northeast Murfreesboro. It's the hipster section of Murfreesboro.
Hipster Town, yeah.
If you're drinking beer and you put secret beer breath on your oil on your beard, it's too much. It's overkill.
Right.
I mean, you're just going to smell like you dipped your beard in beer beard.
Right.
Which kind of happens when you drink beer anyway. So I would say secret beer breath is for our sober friends who just like to occasionally smell like it.
Whatever kind of smell you want to put in your beard, it's fine. Yeah.
The caterpillar finger, that's my favorite of the new fall beard oils. Folks, Jackie, I got a sponsor this week that I think you're really going to like. I have been I was trying to work my way up to management here at Crud's Market. But
we know how it turned out.
We know how that turned out. I did not make the cut. He did a Trump,
He didn't do no
He
Trump.
said,
Don't
"You're
say
fired."
Well,
And so
you you throw things in the fire, you're gonna get fired
I
if that's
should
not
not
your job.
work near flame.
Well,
near
we got to
open
cook
flame.
barbecue meat here, and there's always going to be flame on certain nights.
Yes.
On cooking night, I'm here till 9, 10 o'clock at night, or I should say Crud is now. We're going to cook the meat and be ready for the next day. But don't
If I'm not throwing things in it, I'm melting straws in it. Melting in
we're
plastic
trying to make
straws.
food for people. We don't need anybody doing that.
And it's a compulsion. I'm also not working at the construction sites because of all the things I burn and steal. So, but I have been making straight A's, folks, at Don Podge's church accountant school under Wesley Press, who I used to torture in school. And he says, I am a first class, between puffs of his cigarette, he says, I am a first class student. I'm going to make some church a great church accountant. And I'm at a new church now, Jackie. I'm at Mount Shepherd Pastor Church.
Mount Shepherd, you working at a church?
I've got this is a big church now. I'm at Mount Shepherd. I should probably write that down. Mount Shepherd Pastor Church, Jackie. And let me tell you what, I'm accounting so much money.
What?
That's one of them big new churches out there that looks like one of them big new Walmarts. It's about the same size. They
letting you handle the money?
Oh, man. Well, I showed up there with my certificate from Don Podge Accounting School. And I said, I can account for all this money. And they said, well, go to it. If you work for Don Podge,
this ain't going to end good.
And I said, you know who taught me? It was Wesley Press. I said, the Unabomber? I said, no.
No, he
so smart people thought he was.
They come and talk to him years ago. FBI come talk to him. That's all they did. 2 or 3 times, but still.
I tortured him in school.
They're pitiful.
Every time I was going to get beat up by bullies, I pointed them in his direction.
Oh.
It's amazing he has the capacity for thought at all, because he got punched in the head a lot.
All right, just
lockers pulled over on him, everything. It could happen.
I don't want to hear about it, reliving it. I don't.
But we have made up, and I call him Teach. And when I left, I sang "To Sir with Love," and gave him an apple. I said, "Eat it." He said, "I'm not hungry." I said, "Eat it." And he took a bite to please me. That is my friend, Wesley Press, and he taught me everything I know about church accounting.
Treat him with respect now. That'd be his friend, but don't pick on, be mean to anybody. Don't need to do that.
And Mount Shepherd Pastor Church said, well, come on in here then. We want to take a chance on a young man like yourself. So they set me up with an office in the back, and the deacons bring me all that money.
Yeah.
Just piles and piles of it every Sunday, Jackie.
Somebody needs to talk to that congregation, a preacher over there. Those people are going to be joyous in their faith, and you're going to take all the money that they need to do that with. Don't do that to those people.
I've never seen so much money in my life.
Oh, good God.
They bring...
I don't want to hear about it right now. Don't you...
Fucking Lord. They bring...
watch your mouth. He talked about the church.
After plate of it. I've sat in there. The first week I was like, what? Where's all this? You joking. People giving this to a damn church?
Hey.
Did they see the parking lot? They got a coffee house here. Why does this church need?
All right.
Like, yeah, people love to give money to the Lord. I said, I found the greatest job in the world. And then I went out and I watched and I saw teenagers taking out their billfold and putting their yard cutting money in there, and I seen part-time job. I seen people on unemployment didn't have $1 to give, put some money in there.
Bless your souls.
I seen old people on a fixed income putting money in there. I seen some people driving Lexuses putting money in there, and Teslas are putting money in there. I seen all stripes every which way putting money in there, and I said, all right. All these people are entrusting me.
Well, I don't know if that's right.
Don Podge, master of disguise.
Man.
Tax whiz. Government fighter. Undertaker lookalike.
Don't take advantage of these nice people.
He put his trust in me.
I don't care about him. He's a grown man. These people go in his church. They're going there for faith reasons, and you don't need to, exploit
Wesley
that or
Press.
use that just
put his faith in me.
Well,
After we made up. All these people, my mother telling me how proud she was. Granny telling me how proud she was of me. She said, I can't figure it out. It'd take Captain Milliford to figure out how you wound up in a position of authority like this. But I sure am proud of you.
He'd be scratching for a while.
I told Crud. Crud said, well, we'll see if it works out. He said, well, we'll see if it works out.
All right.
Or however he does it. I can't do it.
Does it better than that. I'll say that right
sounds
now.
just like you.
Yeah.
Everybody either proud of me, trusted in me, or waiting for me to fuck up.
Hey, watch your mouth. You talk about church money and don't use that language with that. Watch your mouth. You already been disrespectful. Before you steal it all, that ain't going to turn out good. You need to just
Jackie,
see if there's any goodness left inside of you, which I seriously doubt, and do the right thing in this situation. If you got a legitimate job, don't mess it up. Be good for you to be around those folks going to church. It might a little let it rub off on you.
Sure.
Don't just work. Just try something. I don't know if you're gonna do this or not. Just try something. Just for once, try to do the job that you were hired to do. Just try to do it for at least just like it's supposed to be done. Mm-hmm. Try for 2 weeks. Just 2 weeks, and then after that, robbing blind, go in drunk, whatever it is, how you usually screw up. But just give it 2 weeks and see how you feel. Maybe you'd feel like your mama and old Don Podge. And I want to be proud of you. I know better than to be, but I'd like to be. So why don't you just try to take this time and just try to do, for once, just try to do the job that you got hired to do like it's supposed to be done for 2 weeks and just see how you feel. Get that paycheck that you work hard for those 2 weeks. Getting that, that money that you stole or somebody give to you, you being deceitful or this or that is money, hard-earned money that you earned. Just see how that feels in your pocket. It might feel a little different, and you might feel a little different after going through that experience, and that's what I hope be the case. So just try 2 weeks. That's all I ask.
That's a good idea, Jackie.
Well,
that's actually a really good idea.
Well,
because in 2 weeks, they got your Dead Relatives Day coming up.
Well,
there's going to be so many people coming to church. They're going to have decorating on at the graveyard afterwards. Your Dead Relatives Day, that's coming up. So if I were to decide to take this church for every penny I can, that would be the time to do it.
No, don't do that at all.
And
just
also,
shut
maybe
your
I'll
mouth.
maybe I'll just learn to try to.
You're incriminating yourself on here, and if the police come asking me, which they very well might, I'll just have you find this on a computer somewhere, and I'll hit the go or play button on the computer, and they'll hit it, and then they'll put your butt right back in there, and you getting lice powder all over yourself.
Yeah, luckily.
You tell me all those kind of powders, what they are at the end of
the chances of you being able to figure that out are about the same as anybody else out there listening to this.
All right. I might get someone to help me. You never know. That boy out in the Walmart garden area, he's on one of his, like this, computer things all the time. He may sit there and do it for me one day. You got plenty of time.
I'm going to get Wesley Press to help me formulate a plan. That even Dr. Detective couldn't crack.
Don't get him mixed up in this. I already thought he was a Unabomber. Don't do that.
Tell that boy at Walmart, watch his back.
I got a good sponsor. I'm a little confused right now, and I don't know, some of y'all who've been paying attention, listening on here, God bless you for listening, but, my good friend Crud, and I don't know what's happening here, and I made rumors of this, all that. Now, he runs Spiffy Uncle Marlin's Haircuts and Handshakes, where they do your beard up to look, different, pretty and nice young people have an old man beard. You go there, and they fix it up, put a smell on it, and this and that. And bless his heart, he just loves me to death, and a lot of his friends did just love me to death because of my beard. They love my beard, and they want their beard to smell like my beard, and all these smells and stuff. And we had a misunderstanding. Didn't quite understand that at first, but then I got to understand it, and I just took it as a compliment. Bless your hearts, you know. And the biggest form of flattery that I ever had is to dress up just like me. Now, Crud, you cannot tell the difference. That's what I've been told now. You cannot tell the difference between him and me. I was down here taking some time off, Crud up there running the cash register, serving barbecue sandwiches, giving people the change, telling them to put it in their pocket now, and nobody knew the difference. So I said, well, good Lord Almighty, ain't this something? This is pretty neat right here. And people liked it, and then you had the Jackie Fleet Warriors. There's a bunch of them dressed up like me. Now, all them, in my eyes, ain't as good as Crud was. Crud, like I said, people said, well, Jackie, I could have swore it was you. And I think some of it's just people not looking. They're just there to get your food, and then you nod at you and then go on about the business or whatnot. But so maybe out of the corner of an eye, Crud. But people say didn't know the difference.
Some of them like him, Crud Jackie, better than real Jackie.
Now, well, why would they like him? If it's the same, how can they like one or the other? If they're the same, that's the point I'm saying.
I'm just saying maybe you're not doing as good a job at being you as Crud was.
What the hell are you talking about? That's what I'm me. Nothing you can do about that one way or the other. But Crud's up there and run things, and people were coming to see like all the different Jackies. They had something over at his, Spiffy Uncle Marley's Haircuts and Handshakes. That's the name of it. Go over there. Now, we've opened up a barber chair here at Jackie's store. So you can get all your beard trimmings and perfumes or whatever you call it, colognes, get it all put in, all the smells put in the beard, get this, and also have a barbecue sandwich, So you could do that all here, and I didn't mind putting a chair in the store. And it got to be so popular, people starting to like it. Hey, and I would never say this to anybody. I never say this to anybody. He said it. And it got me thinking he said franchise. That's what he said. And I said, this store's been here for too long damn time. Excuse my language, but it's just everybody knows it here in Murfreesboro. They don't know it here or there. And he said, well, they'll get to know it, and they may love it just like Murfreesboro love it here. And I got to think, well, I don't know. And I said, well, who's going to run it? He said, well, I'm going to, I'll run that. I'll be you there. You be you here. And then some of them Fleet Warriors. Now, some of Fleet Warriors are better than others. I ain't going to name no names. First off, I don't know any other names. They all go by Jackie. I call Jackie 1, Jackie, we get confusion after a while. But they're all dressed up like me, and I don't think they are as good as Crud is. Some of them, like, again, some of them better than others. Jackie Bro, Fleet Warrior is what they call it. Like I said, just compliment to me. Just compliment. So, Ron McDonald is in all different McDonald's all over the country. He ain't just at one. He had to start somewhere, but then he went, you could go to that McDonald's, there's Ronald McDonald, you go to that McDonald's, and Ronald McDonald's there. So if you look at it that way, if it won't Jackie be the next Ronald McDonald, of course, when he said that, I said, I don't want no, clowns and stuff. I don't like that. That makes him look, that's silly. When I want to eat something, I don't want to think it's silly. So I just, he said, no, just Jackie, just like you. So we're looking to open up some places just to see, to break the ground, see how it's going. We talked to these people in Manchester. Mm-hmm. Talked to Memphis. There's one in Memphis, and there's East Tennessee.
Where in East Tennessee?
It's somewhere up East Tennessee.
That's vague. That's very vague. East Tennessee is huge and full of snakes.
Well, it's full of snakes. One in East Tennessee, one in Manchester.
Manchester is very specific.
One in Memphis.
And Memphis also. Everybody knows where Memphis is.
Well, that's what it said on the paperwork and all this. I was thinking about signing it over because they need my approval.
There was 2 Nashville Lawyers, you said.
2 Nashville Lawyers. That's how serious they are about this.
I don't see how he can afford that.
So I looked over this, and he sells these beer smells. He said people come from miles and miles to get their beer smell like mine or something close to it,
Yeah, I mean,
he got different flavors. It ain't just my beer smell. It's all this. But speaking of which, he put some new ones up in the store.
There's new smells.
You can get these here at Jackie Market, or you can get them over at their own Spiffy Uncle Marley's Haircuts and Handshake. They got washed out milk jug. A damp napkin wild, and under the house. Those are the three
Okay.
new ones they got. You can get those either over here, you can get in the chair, let them cut, trim up a little bit, or you can go over there and get the whole deal. And they got that kind of smell. And they got tons of different smells too. I can't remember all of them. And all different.
I can't remember them either.
However you want your beer to smell, they got it. They got something close to it anyway. So we were going to do this whole thing in Manchester. That was going to be the first one. That was going to be the very first one, man. We'll try it here.
This would be the first one, Jackie's Market.
Well,
here.
yeah, but this is the first franchise, the first one they put,
Sneeze. Have I ever sneezed on this podcast
Man,
before?
I don't know.
That may have been a first. What do you do when you have to sneeze on a podcast?
I don't know. On the radio or something, I always had a button. Something.
A sneeze button?
You hit the button and you sneezed and it sounded like something else. That's what they did on the radio years ago, I think. We ain't got none of that.
No wonder people, they probably know that we're here, and then they tune in and listen to a sneeze, and they're like, I can't believe I gave them money.
Yeah.
And they just fool themselves into thinking they didn't know we were here.
Yeah.
So they don't have to listen to me sneeze their money away.
You're welcome to complain, too. Let me tell you right now.
Complaining is great.
Please. Hell, if you was complaining, at least you get somebody telling you something, that this fella, he didn't know where we were. He didn't know how to complain.
That's what I'm worried about, is that people just don't. I mean, not caring, not liking us, that's one thing. But, is there just something, is there a button I should have pressed and everybody would have known that we were?
I don't know first thing about any of this computer stuff. I don't know first thing about it. I know with Twitter, iTunes, Touches, YouTube.
Sometimes it goes like,
Facebook.
Like he just did.
I don't know what it is. That crazy. It's a robot sound to me. I don't like it in my ears. That's the last thing I want in my ears. But we was going up Manchester. Let me get this off my chest right now. We was going up Manchester. We're going to break before you start sneezing again. We'll get this out. We're going to do the whole shovel break of ground. They're going to start. This going to be the one they try out, see how it works in Manchester. Manchester, what, about 25, 30 miles away, something like that. It ain't too bad. It ain't too far away. If we truck or something going down the road, if he needs to get a little further on down, there'll be Jackie's waiting on him down there instead of, coming in. So anyway, we set up to do it. They're going to get a picture of me. They're going to get a picture of Crud dressed up like me. We're going to go down there and
Have you signed the papers? Did you sign the papers yet?
Well, I signed the one for Manchester. I ain't signed anything else. They said there's tons of pages. And they said,
so right now you're only on the hook for Manchester.
Well, they said if we going to break a ground, you have to sign this one paper. And both Nashville lawyers nodded. I said, all right, I'll give me a pen. If we just go kind of dip your toe in the water, see how it works.
Dip your toe in that Manchester water.
Yeah, so this is what the plan was. But let me tell you now, they showed up to get pictures. They thought, be cute, the real Jackie, and then Jackie impersonator and all that. And then the fleet, Jackie Fleet Warriors come out and do some sort of dance or something, all that.
What is this dance they do? I never understood that.
I don't know first thing what kind of dance it looks to me like just jumping up and down. I don't know what it is. It ain't buck dancing. It ain't square dancing, anything like that. It's just, to me, it's just jumping up and down, and they don't do it to music or nothing. Like they say, everybody come around, they don't play any music.
It is. It's just quiet and like.
I don't.
And breathing.
That's something I don't understand because
rustling.
That ain't anything I would ever do. I wouldn't dance to it with that.
Now that's them taking some creative license.
Well, I mean, that's they all get together and do that. You don't see one of them doing it by itself or whatever.
Yeah, they only do it in a pack.
Well, we went up there. The photographer come out there and they said, take a shovel, put it in the ground, and all this. So they were supposed to start. It was going to be weekend. What is today? Today's Tuesday. Next week Thursday was they will start. It was going up.
A week from Thursday.
Going up. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And, of course, they said that one paper was breaking the ground. They said, you won't sign this other paper, we'll have this up and running by Thursday. And I'm going to tell you why I didn't sign this other piece of paper.
What did the first piece of paper do?
They asked to break ground, shovel, all that picture.
But they couldn't do it until...
They couldn't do Thursday. They can't start putting the walls up, construction, till Thursday. It's a ceremonial type of thing,
you
let everybody know
so you could do, I see, just like some PR, put the shovel in the ground, but nothing really gonna,
they said,
till you sign that.
We'll get this open as soon as Thursday, as soon as you sign this paper.
Are Nashville lawyers?
They're two Nashville
It
Lawyers.
seems like they could have streamlined this a little bit. I think one signature you could have screwed yourself instead of like piecemeal.
They had attorney at law cards on them, and I also asked see the driver's license, saw their address. Trust me, they live in Nashville.
Did they tell you how many different papers you're going to have signed to get it going?
Well, this one, we're trying. I don't know.
Do you have to sign a paper every day that they're building this?
Just this on Manchester. I didn't sign but one piece of paper.
So every day they're building the Jackie's Barbecue Market down in Manchester, do you have to go down there and sign a paper before the construction crew can get going?
I would. First off, I don't know how to answer that because I didn't sign the second one. Because if I had,
it could be, as far as you know,
they could say come up next Thursday and then we're going to put the the booths in or whatever. So, but so I don't know. So that could be the case. Again, I'm not a Nashville lawyer. They are, and they were there.
Well, being a lawyer, the most important thing is get as many signatures as you can.
Well, they got one from me, and they want another one. And I'm gonna tell you why I didn't give up. We went up there and said, "Say, they say Jackie 1, Jackie 2, whatever, and
which one are you?
They get it mixed up because they used to because Crud was so good, so they say. They
America's
didn't know who
foremost Jackie Brawls cosplayer.
That's what they say. He's like I said, I consider it flattery, and bless his heart, he does a good job. But this fella who was supposed to be Crud, I'm telling you right now, everybody else thought it was Jackie 1 or Jackie 2, but not me. And I said, well, where's Crud? And he said, well, I'm standing right here, Jackie. I'm right here in front of you. I said, you ain't Crud. I got to looking at him, study him. You could look somebody in the eye, and something was off. I don't know what it was. Can't say what it was. Something about his face. It wasn't like usually it's like looking in a mirror almost. This time something was a little off. And I think it's one of them Fleetwood. And first I think, okay, they're going to do a joke or something, do funny, surprise me or something like that. But then they brought the paper over, and that wasn't Crud who signed that paper. Now, the only paper I ever signed is the same piece of paper Crud signed it. And it's Jackie 1, Jackie 2. This, to me, I said, well, give me a minute. Of course, the Nashville lawyer said, you have to sign this now if we're going to do this Thursday. And they nodded, and they said, well, you better tell Crud then. You better have him sign that right now, and I'll sign underneath it. Because you ain't Crud, and something was not right. I can't put my finger on it. Something didn't seem right. Usually, like I said, looking in the mirror. This was like going to the fun house, something in a circus, something a carnival, and looking at one of those, all squishy or something wasn't right. Couldn't put my finger on, something like that. So I don't know what's going to happen. I hadn't heard from Crud in a couple of days. Now, he called, said he was sick. And I said, well, that's what it was. I figured he was sick because it wasn't you there. He goes, no, that was me. I was there. I don't know why you upset. I'm sick now. I said, well, no, you must have been sick because you didn't show up. You said Fleet Warrior Jackie down there to sign a paper with me. I said, no, that was me. I'm not coming in to work tomorrow because I'm sick. So he says he's sick now. Now, they may still be trying to pull a big old-fashioned one, have fun with Jackie, and that's fine. They young people want to do it, that's fine. But I ain't going to sign no paper until the person who's supposed to sign the paper is there with me, and something wasn't right. That's all I'm going to say about that. So I don't know what we're going to do. As far as I'm concerned, everything's fine on the up and up. They just ain't going to start this on Thursday, I reckon, until Crud shows up. If Crud comes down here with the paper and brings the two Nashville lawyers down, then we'll do it. So but that person, now he says it was him, and it sounded like him on the phone. Of course, I didn't see him. This fella I was looking at when I was supposed to sign the paper, he was talking, and something was off. It sounded more like him on the phone than it did. I don't know what it was.
So Crud got sick.
Well, that's what after he went there.
You go full conspiracy theorist and start accusing him of having a body double?
It wasn't him. I don't know, double or what.
Your body double had a body double?
It's one of them Fleet Warrior. That's what I think it is anyway. So I couldn't tell you. It wasn't Crud.
How can you tell a fake Jackie?
Jackie. When your Jackie you know whether somebody else is you or not. You know the damn difference.
I don't know, man. One time in high school, somebody came up and said, "Hey, Dunlap, look," and they were like, I'm stupid. I smoke pot all the time.
Hey.
I'm a failure. I'm a big dumb idiot." And I was like, what are you doing? Why are you saying all that stuff? And they're like, "No, I'm doing an impression of you." Like, that wasn't me. And then later, upon reflection, I'm like, "No, that was pretty good. That was pretty good." So I think the person that's getting impersonated is sometimes the last person to get the impersonation.
What?
Let me throw a few theories out at you. You're paranoid, number one.
No, I ain't paranoid. I know
There's
the
been
difference.
so many fake Jackies around you that you think there's fake Jackies everywhere. Even everywhere you look is a fake Jackie, even when you're looking at a fake Jackie.
Well, they come in the store, like I said, in the parking lot to do that jumping thing. They do.
That's
I don't know.
weird. That is weird.
That's strange.
Let me throw another scenario out at you. That Crud studied you at a certain point in time. He got you down perfectly. But you have, hard as it is to believe, grown and changed. So the Jackie you are now is not exactly the Jackie that Crud studied, say, 2-3 weeks ago.
Hell, I don't
So
know.
now you as Jackie is different from you two are separate Jackies. You're developing, he's living life as Jackie, you're living life as Jackie, but you're developing along two different paths because you're having different experiences. You're going off watching Rockford Files, sleeping on the outside furniture at Walmart all day, taking some time to yourself. He's upstairs doing the work. You're not going to be the same Jackie. You're two different Jackies. As a matter of fact, all the Fleet Warrior Jackies are having different experiences too. So it's like an army of alternate universes Jackie up there. You're all sort of the same, but sort of different.
All I know is this one Crud. Leave it at that, all right? And you said be paranoid. This is business. If you got there's a reason there's two Nashville lawyers standing around. This ain't nobody spitting in the hand making a bet and a handshake or anything. They got two now. You're supposed to be paranoid business sort of thing. And that's the reason I did sign that paper. I'm still open to do all this if they tell me what all this is about and why Crud wasn't there and it should have been there, whoever that was. You should just let me know.
Do you have any photographic evidence that this wasn't Crud? Like a picture of Crud today and a picture of Crud with the two Nashville lawyers? Is he like fatter or his earlobes different?
I don't know what it was, and I ain't a reporter or something. I don't walk around with a camera, take pictures of everything.
Let me ask you this. Then you're not like 75% of the country.
Well, that's fine with me then.
Let me ask you this. If Crud is sick, who's upstairs?
Huh?
Who's Jackie upstairs?
He's up there?
Somebody's up there. I thought it was Crud.
He said he was sick. Is he here now?
I don't know. Are the Fleet Warriors getting better? Did you not see the Jackie upstairs?
I can tell the difference between a Fleet Warrior and a Crud, I thought.
Let me ask you one more question, Jackie.
What?
Jackie in quotation marks.
Huh?
Because how do I know that you're not Crud?
Oh, hell. Because
Or
I know
a Fleet
who
Warrior.
I know who I am.
Something's going on with your beard.
What do you mean something going on with my beard?
It looks different.
But I sat in the chair, they put stuff in it and cut it and all that stuff.
What scent did they put in there?
I don't know. I forget the names of them. I don't know which one to put in. Oh, get away. Get away.
Caterpillar finger.
Well, whatever it is.
Listen, whoever you are.
Oh.
What about the coloring on it? The color's different. It used to be whiter than that.
Don't know what they did to
Oh,
it.
sure, don't know.
Well, I'm sitting
Caught
there.
red-handed.
They spin you around and you look at what they did afterwards. He was still enough gray to me and still look like me, so I got out of chairs. I don't know what they did. They're all doing it too. Whatever it is that they did to this one, they all did it too. As soon as I do something, then they all do it.
You're pretty good as a Jackie if you're not Jackie. And you could be
hell.
Jackie, but
What?
you might not be Jackie.
Whatever.
I just think something's up down here, something's up upstairs. We don't know what's happening with Crud. Either you're paranoid or I'm paranoid or we're both paranoid.
Well, if you opening a business up in Manchester, you better be paranoid. Or East Tennessee or Memphis, any of them. Cause that's,
Where in East, just like in a
I
covert? Like
don't
where?
know. It says East Tennessee. I guess maybe that's when they get out. I don't know. First thing, that's what it said
You
on
know
the
what'd be
paper.
cool is if it was at Dollywood.
I like Dollywood, yeah. She got her own kind of barbecue, though. She got Dollywood barbecue. Why would she let somebody else?
She wouldn't even fool with
She
this.
wouldn't.
She'd be like,
No.
what? How many of them are there?
No
way.
No, sir, yeah. And she justified in there. Dollywood should be nothing but about Dolly Parton. That's the reason people go there.
There's only one Dolly Parton.
That's right.
Apparently
There ain't but
there's
one.
15 Jackies.
Oh, I don't know. They dress up. I don't know. First
So
thing
the
about
body double is a fake.
it. What?
Jackie down here is a fake, and Jackie upstairs is a fake. We don't know where Jackie is or where Crud is.
I didn't
don't
see
know
him
who you
upstairs.
are, but I'm 100% real beefy Dunlap.
All right.
So that is Uncle Spiffy.
No, Spiffy Uncle Marlin's. It's Spiffy
Marlin's.
Uncle Marlin's haircuts handshake.
Haircuts
I
and
get confused
handshakes.
too every
Yeah,
now and then.
sorry, guy.
Yeah.
Folks, I got a sponsor this week. Things are
All right.
going great for Dunlap. Folks, I don't know if you heard this last week. I went to church accounting school, Don Podge's church accounting school, taught by Wesley Press, my old nemesis, and now my friend and the brains behind this operation. I'm pretty smart. I'm smart. Speaking of Ocean's 11, like they're all smart, but sometimes they got to get like a really weird nerd that nobody wants to have sex with to do like the super brainy, non-glamorous smart stuff. I'm sort of street smart. I can come up with a plan, but now I need a math genius to set it all in motion. That's Wesley Press. He's going to help me rip off this church.
He ain't gonna do no such thing. He's smart with numbers and figures, but he ain't gonna help you rip off nothing. He ain't gonna risk going into jail. They've already thought he was a mastermind, Unabomber. They thought
He's so smart, people thought he was a
they
Unabomber.
talked to him more than once. Of
And
course,
when I was in high school and I would get picked on by
don't.
bullies, I'd say, there's Wesley Press. Wouldn't you rather pick on him? And then I'd help them beat him up.
well, I don't know why it has anything to do with that.
Hilarious.
No,
Always hilarious.
no.
Don Podge, another master of disguise who taught your buddy Crud everything he knows about disguise.
They know each other.
And he set up this church accounting school. I joined up. I worked my way through it by throwing things in a fire, apparently. And now I am gainfully employed at Mount Shepherd Pasture Church, one of them big churches size of a Walmart out here
They don't need to.
in Murfreesboro. I am accounting.
Don't.
Just shit tons of cash, man.
Hey, watch
I
your
have
mouth.
seen they just put money in plates, and the deacons bring those plates to
That's-
me, and my job is to account it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be go back to the church. You take a little bit of that. You don't take. You taking how
I
much?
take a taste. Jackie says it's okay for me to take
No,
a taste.
it ain't a taste. You take your salary. They pay you so much to handle the
There's
figures.
so much money, you
All
guys.
right, just
you
shut your
guys,
mouth.
there's so much money. There's
Pitiful.
so much.
Pitiful.
And they just leave me in a room with it. And I was like, I could go right now. But Jackie had a great idea. They are about to have Dead Relatives Day at the church. That is coming up.
No, that wasn't
And
what I
that
said.
is
A better
when
idea.
I make my move. So I got Wesley Press figuring out the best way for me to rip this off.
Oh,
We may
hell.
have to get some deacons in on it. I don't know how far this is going to go, but it's coming up. I'm going to be rich. I'm going to steal from this church thanks to my church accounting degree. Don Podge is going to help me not pay any taxes on it. I don't have to tell him where I got it, and he won't ask any questions.
You need to be
because
ashamed of yourself.
I am an American.
All right, enough.
And when I rip off the church, I can finally pay him tuition.
I didn't tell you to wait 2 weeks to do that. I said to wait 2 weeks to see if you maybe being good and trying to do a job like it's supposed to be done would have any kind of effect on it, but I doubt it would.
Folks. But that's just a little update. I just want to tell you why I'm not talking about ripping off that church. I'm taking Jackie's advice. I'm
You
waiting.
just
It's
said
hard.
you was
It is
gonna-
hard to sit in there and hold that money. And it is hard to sit in there and hold that money without running out the door.
Well, if anybody goes to that church has any good sense, they probably ain't listening, but you don't know that. There could be somebody that ain't got any sense and is listening to this right now, and you just said it on here. You
when
just said it.
When I say it's hard, I mean my dick.
What are you talking about? Shut your mouth.
When I touch that much money,
Oh,
Jackie, I
good
don't know
God.
if you've ever had this experience, but rock hard. I don't know
Just-
why they fool around with Viagra and all that shit when they should just say, here, stick your hands wrist deep in this giant pile of cash.
Just shut your mouth.
Poor people give to Jesus. Oh, my God.
Just shut your mouth.
I'm sorry. Look, I'm just saying, God put me here for a reason, and I'm not. Who am I to doubt Him?
Steal money from people that take the time to worship.
You know better than God now.
It says in the Bible not to steal. I don't know better than God. I know what it says in the Bible. It says, shall not kill, shall not steal, honor your mother and daddy and all that stuff. I know better than that.
Well, I don't know if this is really stealing.
You just said you going to get Wesley Press, who I don't think would do that unless you threatening him or got him mixed up in there somehow. He don't understand. He knows numbers and whatnot. The rest of the world he ain't so good at.
Jackie, this is a comedy podcast. I'm just joking. Authorities.
Well, you better be joking.
Smell that pumpkin spice in the air, Jackie. The fair, the Murfreesboro City Fair is coming up, and that's coming up next week. And, folks, my sponsor this week is Wizard Beards. They got the pot-smoking caboose coming back.
Oh.
I'm sorry, the meditation caboose, authorities.
Whatever it is.
It's the meditation caboose. Last year, I think I called it the pot-smoking caboose. But it's actually the meditation caboose.
Whatever it is.
And Wizard Beards give me $25. Say, come on down to the meditation caboose at the end of the fair around the square.
The end of it?
The caboose goes at the end of it.
Oh, goes at the end of it. It's still, you still can't park anywhere near. I thought you said
no,
it was over with.
I'm pretty sure whatever has happened to everyone who's involved, to Murky Shellback, and everything's fixed.
Don't start talking about that now, because we've been
I don't know where we left it, but everything's fine. We're going back to fair around the square. It's going to be great. There's going to be owl boxing, frog holding, and cookie throating.
Cookie throating, yeah.
Murfreesboro City Fair. That's next week, folks. Smell that pumpkin spice. Feel that. Feel that smumpkin pice.
That's what they put in my bed. It ain't pumpkin spice. I don't know what the name of it is.
That's caterpillar.
Caterpillar finger. Is that the name of that one?
Caterpillar. Smell that pumpkin caterpillar finger, man. Fall is here. Fair is here. Dead Relatives Day at church is here. Oh, man.
Just shut your mouth.
I've had so many. Do you know what it's like to have get rich quick scheme after get rich quick scheme and still be a pathetic pile of shit?
No.
It's awful.
Well.
Hey, look at there. You see him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market.